guitar in my hand. Listen to Grand Ole Opry, Jimmy Reed, and old Bobby Blue Bland. Everybody asks me what I play. Everywhere I go, I say I'm too rock for country, too rock and roll.
Hi, I'm Carol Maddox, and I'm hosting Naptown City Limits tonight. Tonight I have the pleasure of having a group by the name of Woodwork, and some of the players may look a little familiar to you.
Hi, we're Woodwork, and our first tune for tonight is a thing called Cornmeal Mush. Okay, our next song is a blues thing called The Original Case of the Blues.
Man got his woman to take his seat. He got the power, Lord knows that she got the need. It's the same old situation. It's a brand new case of the blues. You tell her you love her, you tell her it's true. She goes out and makes a fool out of you. It's the same old thing, just a case of the blues. You gotta have her, you marry that girl. She goes out and she just mess up your world. It's the same old thing, just the original case of the blues. Just a case of the blues. All right, Chuck. judge. The woman's mad, she got a grudge, won't budge. It's a brand new thing, just the original case of the blues. You ain't got no money, your check's been spent. They put you in jail because you didn't pay no child support. Well, now it's the same old situation. You just got a case of the blues. My turn. Time has come for you to go. The woman takes you out, makes you part of her show. It's a bad old thing, it's the original case of the blues. You can't live without her, can't live with her neither. So you're going out and you wanna just keep her. It's the same old thing, just the original blues. Okay, this next thing is a instrumental that would be will be dedicated to my as of yet to be born daughter, Megan Lee. Here's a song about something that's happened to almost everybody. was putting away my things since I'd moved. I found a box I should have never looked into. It contained the letters I wrote you and you wrote me. That would always, always be. Some old love letters, just some ink upon some lines. Some old love letters from another day and time. I guess you had read them, they were well thumb-worn with time. Underneath each I love you was a bright red underline. And I found the pictures I thought I'd thrown away, and my mind went back to another time, to another place. To some old love letters, just some ink upon some lines. Some old love letters from another day and time. Maybe I'm crazy for missing you today, but I just had to tell you what the letters had to say. These old love letters of yours and mine.
I'm Carol, I'm back, and this is Woodwork. Let's see, guys, let's start with you, Jay. How long has the group Woodwork, how long have y'all been together?
Off and on. Let's see, this version, this is the first time, well, not the first time that we've been together. We've been together a little while. But we've all played together in various things, like me and Chuck played together in a contemporary Christian band called Crossroads with some really difficult people. And then Rick and I played, and he, oh yeah, by the way, Chuck also was the original bass, one of the original bass players in the Alias Smith and Jones band. And then I played in a band with Rick called the Persuaders. It was a R&B, rock, Stevie Ray Vaughan type band. And so all together, we've all, I've known about almost all these guys, Chuck, what, about 6 years, and you about, what, a year or so? So, yeah, I've known him a little while. So we've been together, kind of.
Well, I would think so. Well, to say the least, this is really, it's an unusual band in today's standards. What's the purpose of the type of music that you do?
Well, we went without the drummer and the usual setup that most people go to because it kind of takes away from the instrumentation and things of the, you know, the guitars and just the meaning of the music altogether. We're planning on adding a percussionist and a drummer maybe a little later on, and then go to the electric version. But right now, this seems to serve the purpose, and it lets us actually play music instead of, you know, just a bunch of songs.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, Rick, what is it really that you like about playing with this group?
There's only 3 of us. No, as Jay said, we've been playing together for about a year now, and I enjoy playing in his ensembles. We were in one band that had about 500 members, 4 at a time, and I enjoy the music. It's a change of pace. It's a different style, a different feeling than some, and it makes us all work a little harder.
I see. Okay. Chuck, listen, I noticed that you had a really great chord vocabulary. Now, are you self-taught, or who are some of your teachers? Where'd you get your style?
All from about 9 million different musicians, basically self-taught. Had maybe half a dozen lessons. Been playing for a long time. 20 years?
Really?
Something like that.
He's the old man.
I'm the old man.
Oh, he doesn't look that old.
Well, I like that because most of the other bands I've been in, I've been the old man. So
oh, let's see. Rick, considering all the bands that we've had on here, you're one of the best bass players that we've had on here so far.
Thank you very much.
Well, we'll just tell it like it is. Tell me about some of the groups that you've been with.
I was in the Persuaders with Jay. I was in a band in Lafayette called Smoke and Blue, which was a college fraternity band.
Oh.
And I played for a few years in a band called Tempest in Greencastle. And other than that, the usual garage bands that never played anywhere, etc.
Yeah. Well,
before that.
Got to start someplace.
That's right.
Listen, I have one question that I've got to ask you now. You can just come clean on this. The instrumental, Sneaking Around with the Blonde, I believe is the name of it. Where did that come from now? Is this a true story?
This is about the 20th generation of this song, actually. I started it out as an introduction to a different song inspired by a blonde named Sally, and I added a lot more to it and turned it into its own song from a blonde named Lori, and most recently a blonde named Sharon inspired me to finish it off into a full song.
So you like blondes?
Apparently, for that song.
and they work for me too.
Well, Jay, after this initial introduction to the public, where's Woodwork going to be playing?
Well, right now we're kicking around some ideas of some places to play, because basically what we play would be suitable for more like a supper club type thing. Some of the places at Union Station, places like that. I mean, I don't know that you would necessarily want to, you know, drag out your girlfriend in her leather miniskirt up to her backside and come out and you know, cut a rug or anything like that. That's what we're going for that, and we may, like I said, go ahead and add the, if we can find the right drummer who can play, because a lot of these songs have really difficult rhythms to them, we can find the right drummer and percussionist. We probably could go into the other bar scene and play kind of like Santana type music like that.
Okay, Jay, what's some of your influences in music? I noticed there's a little different types in your style.
Well, I grew up, my dad was a country honky-tonk musician, so I had to, you know, I grew up around that. And when I first started playing, that's what I played, was country music. And in 1984 or 85, I moved to Sarasota, Florida, and I met one of my heroes, Dickie Betts, plays lead guitar for the Allman Brothers. And I didn't, you know, I got to spend a little bit of time with him. It wasn't like we hung out or anything like that, but he did show me a few things. And that one song, Jesse's tune, that instrumental is kind of like a tribute to him. I did borrow quite a few things from him in that instrumental, and I don't know, whenever we go electric, you'll hear a little bit of Eric Clapton and a little bit of Lonnie Mack and Buddy Guy, and so basically I'm blues-based. It drives Chuck crazy. He's like, well, you can't necessarily just lock yourself into that one style, but he's got to admit, you know, that it's worked for me so far, you know, because I can pretty much find a way to get the blues to fit in.
But we still need him.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck, they said that you were the old man of the group, and you don't look that old to me. So what's some of your influences? What kind of music have you really enjoyed?
Well, I'm old enough to have been involved with folk music, a lot of folk music.
Really?
Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Santana, just a lot of different groups, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I like Eric Clapton a lot. It's just been an ongoing learning progression. So,
one of the things that got me started, well, even thinking about doing this, was see, we're basically, if you listen to this, it's like we're a neo-folk, country, rock, jazz, blues ensemble thing. And what, you know, I used to play with this country band, and we'd get off about 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and I'd listen to the public radio station going home and listen to jazz, and you know, they'd have like George Benson on and Larry Carlton, these people, and it's like, you know, I really liked that, and I try and incorporate that into this hillbilly stuff we were doing, and you know, some people liked it, but there was a guy in the band that didn't particularly care much for it, and it was not encouraged for me to continue, you know, trying to throw these things in, you know.
Well, when something like that happens, what you do then is just develop a new band with what you like to play.
Well, basically, since that particular band, Alias Smith and Jones, we'll see, there's been like 3 or 4 different startups. It's not like we really went out, because I get bored quick. And so far, these guys, we haven't, the way this is set up, it doesn't necessarily bore us, because you can just come in with an idea, and one guy will come up with a riff or something. Chuck will come up and he'll say, well, I got this neat chord progression. And he'll sit down and he'll do it, and then something will click in my head, and I'll start playing this, and then Rick's like, okay, so where do I fit? And, you know, it's a lot more fun doing this than it is to sit down with somebody's 45 or CD or something like that and try and learn note for note what they do. My idea about music, and I don't know, they may agree with me and may not, it's kind of like if you're an artist and you're going to paint, you start out with the pictures, you know, with the little numbers on it, and you paint by numbers, and then after a certain point in time, you go ahead and you get the canvas with nothing on it, and you go ahead and paint. And I figure if you're going to continue going by numbers, playing music or painting or whatever, you're not really growing, you know, you're just continually duplicating something somebody else already did, and I didn't want to be a human jukebox or Xerox machine. You know?
Well, that's certainly true. You can't argue with that.
So, like I said, the way this turned out, I've had a real good time playing with them. If we could find the right drummer, or Rick knows of a percussionist, we could get him and everything would work out. You know, I'd love to hook up the electric guitars and stuff, because I got all kind of gizmos that'll give me really strange sounds and things, and you know.
Well, so basically, if anybody that's watching the program has any jobs for you or anything, all they have to do is just write to us right here at Naptown City Limits, and we'll sure let you guys know. So keep that in mind out there too. And I think 2 out of 3 of them are single, but I'm not going to tell you which one.
Well, that's simple enough. I was talking about my unborn daughter. So I'm married. I got this wife at home that's like, you know, and she's a real treat to be with too. Hi, honey, I love you. But,
I know his wife. She is very nice. Okay, well, listen, it really has been a pleasure meeting all of you and having you here on Naptown City Limits, and we hope to have you back again real soon. And so until we see you again, this is Carol Maddox at Naptown City Limits. Thanks for joining us, and just keep those cards and letters coming in.